Okay.
I suppose I should take the lid off here. So.
Hey, Internet. I'm Chaz.
And I'm Dan. Welcome to Wine is Serious Business, episode 200. It's really exciting. We have a very special guest here tonight, too.
We do. Mom show.
Yep. This is my mom, Jean. She's out traveling from Minnesota, hanging out with us, and we were able to get her to come on camera and talk about some sweet dessert wines. So,
Sweet dessert wine.
let's, so just a quick question, like what, are sweet wines your favorite right now?
Yes.
All right,
Yes,
excellent.
they are.
Well-
Moving down the line though.
Moving to less sweet now?
Starting to.
All right, what sort of wine made that impression? Was it a red one that you like less, or a less sweet white?
A red.
A red, all right. Do you remember what kind of grape or not?
No.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. But I try and take her tasting whenever she comes to visit, and I like to bring stuff back. But there's always a range of things, so. What's your favorite bottles to see when I come back? What kind? That.
Yeah, we got a special bottle on the show tonight. So
It's true.
Dan was talking to me a little bit about this, so why don't you go ahead and explain the significance of this bottle.
Okay, well, we'll get to, it's the second wine we're going to taste, but this is a wine that I shared with her years ago, and she's been very fond of, and she was going to do the show, and I'm like, well, I guess we'll just have to drink this some other night. Like, nope, let's seize the opportunity. Let's not waste an opportunity to drink this wine while we got it. So we'll talk about that more when we get to it. But you had good experiences with this too. So
Absolutely.
is this your favorite Sauterne, or have you had other ones you like that you remember?
No,
or?
this is the very best I've ever had.
Fantastic.
I remember having this at one of your birthdays.
It's true.
2005. We opened a full 750, and I remember your face, I think, from across the table when you tasted it. And so when Dan was just like, pick out a Sauterne for me, I was like, we gotta get some Riesec from current vintage. So this is the 2009 Chateau Riesec Sauterne. When you talk about like the class Sauternes, like this is amazing wine for the money, and at least in the Portland market, we get it at a fantastic value compared to some of the other Sauternes. So
I think if it's not the vintages that are really blown up by the critics, you can get great deals on it. This is one of the best producers, and I think always.
right under like Yachem, like Yachem is definitely top tier, and then you've got sort of maybe like 5, 7 producers that are the next level, and Riesec is right in the middle of those producers.
Yeah,
right?
totally. And for, like I said, the vintages with less hype, you can get bottles that are 15 years old for still $45.
Right,
Online,
amazing.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
So.
All right, so this
Great.
is what would be considered current vintage. I don't think the 10s are on the market yet, so this is the 2009.
How was 2009 in Bordeaux? Hot year?
Yes, so a warmer year. As far as the red grapes are concerned, a lot of the classed Bordeaux came in 13.5, 14.5 alcohol.
Okay.
But really good ripeness, like really good. They're all apparently drinking well young, but just because it translates well to Bordeaux doesn't mean it translates well to Sauterne. What I'm finding is that sometimes in really off vintages in Bordeaux, Sauterne shines, or
that makes sense.
or vice
Especially if it's a
versa.
cool year or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So, but that's not so much the case. You do need to do a lot of research into finding what the good Sauterne vintages is. I don't know if 09 was a great one, but this was rated, I think, 97 by Advocate or something.
Alright.
So, yeah.
What's it smell like?
It's
I'll give you a moment. All right.
very un-Sauterne-like on the nose, almost.
Getting like a little lemon peel to me, I think. This makes you laugh.
It's just so smooth and so good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my.
Well, that's what when good Sauterne is like fruity, but it's like honeyed, and then the sweetness with the acidity is balanced really well in great vintages. Granted, I haven't tasted it, but the Sauvignon Blanc is definitely sticking out more to me on the nose. Like it smells almost like a little bit like that lemongrass fruitiness, aside with the botrytis nose that you typically get from these wines.
And it has the honey flavor that we have at home.
Oh, similar to the
From
flowers of the
our
Midwest?
bees.
Oh, really?
Bees at
Okay.
home.
I'm just gonna
It's-
taste it. Oh yeah. Oh, this is what you pay for. this is what.
Yeah, a
this,
little bit of apricot on the nose. I gotta taste it. I guess.
No, just taste it. Yeah, this is what you pay for. So we pulled this out of the fridge maybe 20 minutes ago. Let it. It's not warmed completely up yet, but man, just the balance of the acidity, sweetness, and fruit flavors here. It's class. Like this is what you, when you buy Sauternes and you pay the money, you pay the price of entry. This is
What was price here?
$39 for a split.
Steel.
Yeah, fantastic.
Steel. Totally delicious, because you don't need much, right? Like 2 ounces of this in every glass, you get a whole table full of happy people.
On the palate, so we're continuing with like the lemony flavors, but this is more like lemon cream pie sort of. Very honeyed, like baked, a little bit of baked apple in there. But then the big botrytis and the sweetness comes in on the finish with a lot of acidity, and it's delicious. It's wonderfully delicious. So.
It's got a great evolution of like peaches late. Just
yeah,
a
a little
little
peachiness.
bit of lemon peel, like providing some structure kind of with that botrytis, but it stays underneath the fruit. It keeps it from getting too heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Nice and crisp. You just keep.
I think chilled down is a good place for this. There is definitely a load of sugar here, but I mean, it's, yeah. What do you think? Huh?
Oh, it's just so wonderful. It's just-
I agree.
That's all I would have for dessert. I mean, this is one just great.
Yeah, for dessert, I mean, my big thing lately has been just like a scoop of ice cream, whatever you're making recently, scoop of ice cream and dessert wine. Like just that together is the perfect dessert. Right?
Yeah.
So
It's really enjoyable.
this is wonderful. If I'm gonna score it, man, the balance here is wonderful. The honey flavors, while there is evolution and there is a lot of flavor, like I definitely have more complex Sauternes, but am I thinking back to aged ones? I'm not exactly sure. I would go 92 plus to 93 on this because it is
Man, we're right in line.
effing delicious. I mean, it's very, very balanced. This is a wonderful vintage of Rita Sec.
And to me, yeah, I'm going to say 93 points too, right? I think there could be a little more complexity, but the balance is fantastic.
Yeah.
There is still a good amount of evolution that kind of catches your attention. I mean, you can see, like, we've all been kind of reacting physically, you know, to the quality of this wine. It's just really delicious stuff. So, who of your friends would you think would enjoy this the most? If you could share this with one other person, who do you think would be most excited to try it?
Nancy.
All right.
I'm gonna send some back for Nancy.
Yeah.
Has she never
We are going to go
ever
out
tried
on a
it?
boat and have some.
It's good. Big thing to do in Minnesota, right? Yeah.
Oh, she will
What
love
lake?
it.
You know what
She will
lake?
love it. She's at Madison.
Okay. Perfect.
Um,
Do you drink wine with her on the lake regularly?
Yes.
Fantastic. It is. What's her favorite kind of wine?
She likes a very good Riesling, so she for
Ooh,
sure is
she
going
would
to
like
love
this. She would like
Excellent.
this.
Yeah.
She doesn't mind if it's sweet or dry or
She, no,
This-
this isn't dry.
No.
definitely not dry.
But I think a lot of people your
This is-
generation won't
oh.
won't drink sweet wines, right? Like, do you have some friends that?
That's right.
Yeah.
A lot of them are actually into the reds right now. So,
It's awesome. Yeah, it's how it started for me. I mean, you start with something that you enjoy, and that just segues into everything else,
Yeah.
right? Once something becomes okay, then it's like bring it on.
You want to explore more and more.
Exactly.
That's
Right?
Do you remember when I first got excited about wine? Do you remember what it was? Do you have any memories of that, or me bringing stuff back for the first times, or anything? I don't really remember either, but
I just
wanted to
remember you
share.
bringing me back a Riesling that was really nice.
This is just
Dan's the Riesling master.
finish your glass.
Yeah, so we're forcing you through it. I apologize, but
No, that's okay. Makes for some good conversations. So.
This is kind of hard with both of my favorites.
I
know.
You're going to-
So just a little bit, and this is, you gotta wash it around, and you gotta drink that one right
No,
away.
here,
Really
let me-
quick.
Let me spin it.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
They don't mix.
Yeah.
So tell the story about how you guys came in. This is something we picked up
Oh,
at,
yeah, we're on this one.
at Renaissance.
Renaissance, so big thanks to Mike. This is early on in my wine tasting days, probably the second or third tasting I ever went to at Renaissance. Had a bottle of this. This was 2006 at the latest.
I bought some of this.
Maybe
It was really
2005.
good.
And now it's hilarious. Like, I don't know what it would take to get me to try an Australian Shiraz port now, because it's just outside of what I usually drink. But I come back to it. I like it. I love sharing it. And anyway, I was at this tasting. Mike poured me a taste. Really struck me. At that point, this is like $50, $60.
Yeah.
And at that point, that was an absurd amount of money to spend on wine, right? Like when you get started, you're like 15, 20, maybe 25, 30.
Right.
But this is way outside of that, and it still really caught my attention. Made from grapes harvested in 1985. There's a little story on the back. They couldn't sell the grapes. They just couldn't do them, and he thought they were too good to throw out, and
Sorry.
really wanted to put them to use. No problem. Really wanted to put them to use, so he just put them in barrel, let them sit for 15 years, make it a port style wine.
Yeah.
You know, and now it's almost 30 years later, and we're still enjoying it. So, and I brought one back as a gift to her, and how long did that one bottle last you?
Probably 4 months.
Yeah.
Because
Wow.
I can sip it, and I just get so much enjoyment out of it.
Yeah.
That I don't have to drink a lot. I just love the flavor.
My stepdad said that she'd go hide.
Yeah, sorry I poured you such a large
Oh.
glass, but yeah.
No, it's wonderful.
We didn't even say this is the Langmile. I think that's how you pronounce it, but the Langmile 1985 port.
We'll post the label, yeah. Wow. Changing lives, all right.
What'd you say about the nose when you smelled the bottle? What's the first thing that came to mind for you?
Don't remember.
Oh, well, give it a smell. What do you think?
Well, I can tell that it's aged,
Excellent.
and it's so fine. It's so smooth.
Lots of caramel, right?
It was the caramel.
Yeah. Sort of like a burnt pineapple, like caramelized pineapple.
Upside down
a bit.
cake, maybe?
Yeah.
Pineapple upside down cake. Ooh.
It's got a little bit like that, but
Yeah.
almost like the sort of like peanut brittle nose too. Like it's got.
Oh,
that,
yeah, totally, yeah.
You know, it's got like a really warm, sweet, very. It's balanced like a little bit savory, a little bit fruity, and a little bit sweet, all in the
A
nose.
little bit earthy. Alcohol definitely shows, but it's
Yes.
port wine.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, all the other flavors far exceed the alcohol.
yeah,
The mouthfeel though.
maybe like a little cherry pie, kind of like the canned cherries, where they're a little more brown than the super fresh cherries.
Mhm.
You know that blanketing, like when you drink purple drink, and it just blankets the tongue?
Mhm.
Like the overwhelming purple drink. This has got that quality.
Shiraz, man.
Shiraz.
Yeah.
No, it's got that quality. Like it literally just like the way it progresses when you taste it. Really? The way it progresses across the tongue is just phenomenal. Like the mouthfeel here is off the charts for port wine. Like port wine can be sort of lumpy a lot. Like I say lumpy in the sense of like it's round and then it's all alcohol. This is very, very smooth, like you were saying. It's just, yeah, velvety smooth.
The caramel flavors are so
Mhm.
pure and complex. Like they're really fresh, like kind of buttery caramel.
It's good. It's really
It
good.
kind of lingers on the palate. There's still a little bit of
Good.
acidity in there that settles into the corner of the palate. It's not so much like crisp red fruit or anything, but it suggests that. There's just like a little bit of raspberry acidity or something.
I agree, and well, after you stuck peachy in my mind with the
Oh,
Riesling,
yeah.
it's got a little peachiness to it, like you know, a peach dessert or something. Yeah, but big time caramel, big time caramelized like pineapple. Wonderful.
And you talk about like being shy about it or whatever, but really like that is like the full-on wine lover experience. If you're willing to take a little bit and sip and think about it and really enjoy the moment, like that's the peak of it, right? Like you're really
Absolutely.
absorbing
You're-
what's in the glass. Yeah.
Well, that's
You're
what we're
wrapped up in what you're,
And it's so
you're
fun to
tasting.
introduce to people too, right?
Well, that's where you love to share it with people. Like as long as you like are a bunch of around people that are like-minded and they want to like they are willing to take the time to experience it. Like you want to just open stuff for them and like share stuff with them. That's the whole fun of wine is sharing it and you know turning you on to stuff like this. And now you love it and it's
Yeah, so
fun.
pick another friend. Who would really like this?
Oh, Joyce.
Ah,
Joyce,
fantastic.
you love this. We will share a bottle someday.
Does she like the port wines or?
She is a Burgundy more Merlot.
Oh, wow.
She's a
okay.
heavier
Heavier?
taste,
Sure.
but she would really
really appreciate this.
And has she always liked wines? Like, so this is a friend of hers she's known for
Always liked Merlot.
my whole life, I think. Probably more. So always liked Merlot. All right.
So
She will appreciate the body in this.
That's one thing that's awesome about this is it does have a lot of body. It's weighty and it's.
But it's
I've had
it's
port
body
where it's got-
flavor.
Yeah, I agree.
Balanced.
You can see where this came from with the Syrah,
Yeah.
right? Like you can see that Syrah component in this wine, which is kind of cool now.
Yep, and you can see tons of oak, right? Tons of oak on there.
Yeah, but with all the sugar and the amount
Yeah.
of age it's on, it's not detracting at all.
No.
So,
And all of those things can be so harsh on the palate, and none of them are here. I still, to this day, and now I've been drinking it I've tasted it probably once a year for over 8 years or something like that.
wow.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? So every time it came into the shop, like, yep, this is the last bottle. He was saying from the distributor, it's the last bottle. We were joking at the end that he must have had a truck at home that he just would pull a case out of every 6 months. And this is the last one.
They got you on the hook.
Yeah.
You got me in the hook too.
Yeah.
That's okay, right? If you keep bringing it around, I'm not going to criticize at all, right?
Right.
It's great that I've been able to keep sipping this for the past 8 years. So
Very true. So, you're gonna score it. What would you
Yeah.
score it? So for me, I mean, we're talking about the Riasec experience we just had here, but up another level, like 93, 94 points for me, like very, very complex. The alcohol is in the forefront, but
some people would hate
the
it.
intensity of flavor
But,
here is
yeah.
absolutely wonderful and so complex. Like this is wonderfully complex and something that has a finish that drags on for a minute, you know, with like some
Right.
nutty flavors, some oaky wood flavors, some dates. I mean, it's just you can.
Oh, dates.
You know,
It's so good.
You can
so
You
good.
can taste all of this in the finish,
Yes.
and it like drags on and it sort of changes. I mean, yeah, and this is worth every penny at 60 a bottle.
Yep.
So for a split. So
Same thing, right? Like 2 ounces in a glass. This would last you through a nice long dessert, chatting with people.
94 points.
Yeah.
One of my favorite dessert wines. I'm glad to get to finally taste this again. It's been 3-4 years.
And I keep wondering too, like, how's my palate changing? But yeah.
Oh.
Does the experience change for you, or is it consistent pretty much as you taste it?
It's still the top of the line for me.
Oh, all right.
All of the flavor, you know the alcohol is there when you
Mhm.
taste it, but all of the flavors take any edge off
Yeah.
that there is in there. It's just.
Well, there's a good balance of flavor and acidity and sweetness with that alcohol. Like it just is. Yeah. I mean, you get the alcohol, but then it's like all this other flavor just right there with it, and it's loving it. So
Cheers.
Cheers.
cheers. Thank you for doing a show with us.
Yeah, thanks for coming out.
Thank
Awesome.
you for having
Yeah.
my 2 favorite wines that I've ever had.
I'm glad.
So
you-
much.
Yeah, you're super welcome.
Gina, I'm excited to have you come so we
Mom.
can do a show together.
Yeah.
And now I'm really curious what they're gonna bring for that
We're
one.
gonna have a double mom episode, and it's gonna be a blowout.
Yeah, it's going to be a really good time. So, and thanks for enjoying the wine. It's been so much fun to bring good things around and share them with you over the years, and I look forward to many more,
Thank you.
many more exciting
Thank you so
experiences.
much.
Yeah, you're welcome. So, thanks to all of you for watching.
Thanks for watching the show.
Yeah, thanks for
Watch
sticking
it.
with us for 200 episodes.
Yeah, I
Pretty
should
much
really say
4
that.
years of content.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That means,
There are some of you guys out there that are still watching us after those time, and like, seriously, guys, thank you.
yeah, it's been great. And we'll talk about that more
It
in
just keeps
202.
us doing it. It's fun. You know, this is fun.
Outtakes coming next week.
Is that it?
Yeah,
Oh,
201,
I love this show.
201.
I love it. I love it.
So-
I love it. All right.
So thanks, and you
Question
get
of
to
the day.
ask a question to the people who watch. They will answer in the comments.
You know, I stick with my Gina question. I'm
Okay.
looking forward to meeting you. So come.
When
So
are
we
you going
can
to come up
chat.
so we can do a show together? We'll make plans.
All right. Mom show.
Let us know. Thanks again, everybody.
See you guys next time. Bye.
Good times. Good work. Good work.
It's so nummy. I don't know anything else that could have brought me someplace
Yeah?
to do this in front of a camera.
This bottle,
Because,
or
well,
these two?
both of these two are my absolute favorite. Well, look at you too.